So we used to do like a whole training. I mean, like it took probably the whole 2 hours just for me to cover every single objection and smoke screen in here. But what I found, guys, is we're not going to spend 2 hours on this today. We're just going to look at some of the objections and smoke screens that I most commonly get and the ones that I most commonly use on here. Now, the whole reason why we create these tools is, if you guys are new to telesales and you already don't have an arsenal that you use to get past the BS, right? You're going to plug into these resources, and then you're obviously going to make this your own thing. Like at any point in time, if you feel comfortable saying, right, if someone says, hey, I don't remember, I never did that, meaning like I never talked to anybody, I never filled out a form online, you know what I mean? I never was interested in it. You're going to just fire this off. Hey, I apologize. This is on me for taking a while to get back to you. And then it goes right back into the script. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do, right? If you don't have anything else to say other than that, use that every time. And the whole point is literally you're just going to go back into the script. Now, before I even cover some of these smoke screens and objections, you kind of have to set a precedent for why do we get smoke screens and objections, right? 9 times out of 10, they just aren't expecting your call, or they're getting a ton of other calls from like Medicare, Medicaid, who knows how many funnels these people put their information in. I'm talking about the web leads right here. So again, smoke screens aren't going to be for inbound, right? No one's going to call the inbound and say, hey man, I never called you guys, and hang up. All right, I promise it's not going to happen. So you guys aren't going to get smoke screens on inbound. You're only going to get smoke screens on an outbound dial because you're proactively engaging in a conversation, right? And this is what I do. I just take outbound dials. I make dials, and so I weed through the BS, right? And ultimately, you want to have the attitude of always assuming the sale. And I know I can get a little bit chatty on this topic, but it's just like I'm very passionate about it. And it really will make or break you depending on if you're judging the lead or not. And attitude is everything, guys. Attitude is literally everything on these conversations. We're not doing Skype calls. We're not doing Zoom calls. These clients got one thing, and that's your tonality. They have your voice. They can't see you. I'm not sitting across from them in a kitchen table smiling at them, right? Or making them feel any kind of way. So all we have is our passion that we can convey through our voice. So don't underestimate that. Attitude is everything in this game, okay? Now, the most common smoke screen you're going to get is right here. I don't remember. Hey, Travis, I never filled that out, right? Noah, Keith, I never filled out that questionnaire, man. You're just going to hit them with this, man. Hey, I apologize. Look, it's on me for taking a while to get back to you. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. I'll tell you guys, that really works. You would think it wouldn't work, but they're listening. They picked up the phone, right? And if they're saying that they don't remember, they never did that, they're not telling you they're not interested. They just don't remember. Heck, dude, I got the memory of a goldfish, dude. You got a second? You got a pen and paper handy? You know what I mean? Like, we're just gonna get back into the script and tell them why we're calling. Um, Not interested. You'll get that a lot too. Let me move this out the way. Make sure nobody else is in the waiting room here. I'm sorry, guys. All right. So not interested, really the same scenario that I found. Um, you'll get this a lot too, if you're doing outbound dials. Hey man, I'm not interested. And the reason is, right, we're not going to judge them. Like, have they already got a policy or whatever, but we're going to get into that in the next one here. Now, the reason why I'm even like giving you guys some connotation on this is because it's going to talk about a policy review in this specific rebuttal, but I don't want you guys to focus on a policy review, honestly. If they say they're not interested, just hit them with the same line. Hey, I understand. Real quick, is the reason that you're not interested because you recently put a policy in place? And then wait, ask to see what they say. Okay. Um, and I would go right down to here if they say yes. Hey, perfect, man. I appreciate you sharing that with me. We help people every day who have existing coverage. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. Right. So notice after every smoke screen, guys, we're acknowledging the smoke screen. We're kind of taking the blame for it. And then we're just going back into the script. We have a call to action after every one. There are some yes or no questions, which is kind of frowned upon in telesales, but we're going to go back into the script after each and every single thing you say, guys. If you do not give them a call to action, you're going to set yourself up for failure right in the first 10 seconds of the conversation. You can't let them think. You have to get them back into the script. Okay. Let them interrupt you. Don't feel like you're being too pushy on these outbound calls. Okay. Um, so if they say, again, if they say they're not interested, they're just not expecting your call. Literally, they don't even know who you are. And let's say they do hang up, guys, because let's be realistic. Sometimes, you're not going to get past these smoke screens. Sometimes they're just genuinely not in the mood to talk. They don't want to hear what you got to say. Honestly, they might have had a death in the family, and that's probably why they filled their information out. And they're probably not in the best mood, right? So if they say they're not interested and they don't know that I'm a life insurance agent, and if they don't have my number on a piece of paper, I'm not going to put not interested, not quoted. I'm going to put them into the next status. Does everybody get that? We're going to put them into contact attempt number 2. So we're going to call them like an hour later. And for the few years I've been doing life insurance, guys, I've never had somebody pick up the phone and say, "Hey, asshole, look, I told you I'm not interested." Never happened. I promise you it's never happened to me. Okay. The only time when that does happen is if I get them to a quote and they tell me that they're not interested. And then I just keep calling them back after I quoted them, which, hey, cool, man. I probably just needed to make a sale or something that day, right? But for the guys that don't even know who you are, they don't even have your phone number. They just say they're not interested. They hang up. Don't get discouraged about that. They're just, you're just smoking the wind at that point. So just put them in the next contact attempt. So if you guys have any questions on the policy review, because I know you guys are looking at it right now, and I hope this isn't like just overwhelming if I'm like hopping around too much. Sometimes I do that. So I do apologize, but we're going to get into the policy review on another training. If they already have coverage too, I'm not even assuming that they want to do a policy review. I'm going to assume that they just want more coverage. Oh, great. That means you understand the importance of life insurance. You must be looking for more coverage to leave to your loved ones. That makes sense. So that's what I assume. I don't tell them that. I just tell them, perfect. I appreciate you sharing that with me. We help people every day who have existing coverage. Let me tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do and how we can help. Boom, you're going back into the script. Back into the script. Just a smoke screen. I already have that taken care of, right? Don't have any money. You don't really get this right out the gate. If they tell you this, and I'm not exaggerating. I promise you guys, if they say, "Hey, I don't have any money," I always make a sale on these because it tells me that they're interested. And it also tells me that they're expecting to make a payment. They just don't have any money. I love these because guess what, guys? Who pays today? Nobody's paying today. Perfect. You don't have any money. Look, my job is just to get this out to you in writing. Go grab a pen and paper, write my number down. Dude, that's a sale 10 times out of 10. I love when they tell me they don't have money. If you guys can't roll something like that off your tongue, you're going to use this here. And we're going to test these out because like Colton said, I had a call with Colton Romero. He's on our team. He's on the call right now. And he said, "I'm confident, man. I just got to get the repetitions in." And that's all this is about, is getting those reps in so that you can commit these things to memory. That way you're not thinking about it, fumbling over your papers, and you sound more legit on the phone, right? So, hey, man, I hear you. I understand you're on a fixed income. Look, budget's a big concern for all my clients. You can have all the coverage in the world, and if it's not affordable or guaranteed, it doesn't do you or your family any good. So we have plans for every budget, and we can base your coverage on how much you can afford. So let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. Back into the script. Every single time, call to action. Every single time. Just need a quote? Same thing. I don't even, guys, I'll be honest, I don't even read a thing on just need a quote. Perfect. Go grab a pen and paper, right? They're like, "Oh, he's going to give me a quote." No, I'm going to give him his number and I'm going to go back into the script. Here's my number, Anthony Patton. You can reach me at my cell, 512-202-1928. So tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do, right? Back into the script. Just need a quote. Perfect. That's all we're here for, right? Don't complicate things. Send it through the mail. Love this one too. Hey, look, that, hey, sorry guys, I know this is going to be like, I might be confusing you because I might be saying something different than what's on this objection handling script. But hey, I want you guys to look back at this recording. And if I do tell you something different, use it because it works. That's why I'm saying it. Okay. So if they say send it through the mail, if they tell you to send it through the mail, that's our goal. Perfect. I'll just read it. I'm sorry. I wish I could. It would make my job a lot easier. The truth is, I have dozens of brochures from all the companies available to you, and they all say the same thing, right? That the benefits are permanent, they never increased in cost. And as your licensed senior benefits advisor who works with all the top rated companies, I just need a little bit more information so I can get you the highest amount of coverage for the lowest price. Because if you're anything like me, you don't want to pay a dime more than you have to, right? Perfect. So let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. Boom. Every time, right? Every single time. In a nutshell, guys, if they say send it through the mail, you don't even know what you're going to send them. So you just want to inform them, hey, in order to send you the right thing through the mail, I do have a couple of quick questions here, right? I have your date of birth is boom, boom, boom. And then you can use whatever is on your lead sheet as ammunition at that point. Because with the web leads, you have the amount of coverage that they were looking at, you have their date of birth. Sometimes you even have their beneficiary on there as well. Okay. So these are all just very simple, high level smoke screens. The most common ones you're going to get is I already have this taken care of, or I never did that. I don't remember that. So again, if they don't remember doing it, hey, look, that's on me. I apologize. It took a while for me to get back to you. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. Any questions on that, guys? Okay. Objections. We still got about 10 minutes, so I am gonna hit a couple of these objections real quick. So again, guys, on the TV inbounds, you will get one smoke screen on there. And it's going to be send it through the mail. Hey guys, can you, yeah, I'm calling for my mom. She just wants you guys to send something through the mail. And that's where you're really going to use this at, right? I wish I could. It'd make my job a lot easier if I could just send you something in the mail. The truth is, man, we got a million brochures that we send out every day. That's probably why you're calling me today, right? And then boom, just go back into the script, right? So you'll get this on the TV call-in. So if you guys are doing TV call-ins, you didn't make it out scot-free, okay? You're going to have a smoke screen. It's going to be this send it through the mail one.